Welcome on back here this Thursday, August 24th, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Welcome on back here for our afternoon meeting. I know that I saw Donald just dip out a moment ago, but aside from perhaps great to see all of our members and students alike here rejoining us. Antonio, Kathleen, Mike just before, Leda, loud and clear from them. So good to go across the cyber group room. Great to have all of us back otherwise on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. Now, with that in mind, we have class coming up later on this afternoon, continuing along the phase 2 stock course, just, really just picking up where we left off, just as far as showing you what had happened from this morning. I'm still down on this morning. Just, I have no shame in admitting that. Everyone has a down day every now and then, right? So, hey, I'm down like $150 right now at this point in the afternoon. I'm done trading since we got class coming up ahead as well. So there's a couple of things long term I position myself for actually just coming up here. We'll see if it ends up breaking lower because, Mara right now, we're going to show that in just a moment. That one was one that we were focused on as a swing trade. Fausto from yesterday, myself just from last week, I was telling you it was going to pull back towards this like 1050-ish. So we'll show that in just a bit. So for right now, the ELIQ is on the screen here. At least it's still up 84%, but the trend is down. So definitely at this point, I think that this stock has ran its course. I'm not really expecting much more of this or much more out of this trade, really. So, I'll pass on it for right now. Just wanted to start off with what was on the top of the gainers list here. You'll probably see a few lines on some stocks as we go through. That's kind of where we are focused on in class. And I'll really just go over these trades in the phase 2 course at 3:05. So looking forward to it just for any of our gold, platinum, and diamond C2 students. But yeah, for right now, same thing with this BRSH trend right now down. It's filling a gap actually looking at the daily chart. So and a couple of gamble stocks that were like making these like big moves, like low volume, low float, huge spreads because they were already pretty expensive here. So, VFS, GES, two stocks that just popped earlier in the morning, but they were like basically untradeable. So aside from really those, it was a tough day to, go long. So normally on a day like today where the markets are down, there's like typically a couple stocks that are going against the grain pretty nicely that are tradable, that are within our price range, that have good volume. This morning was not the case. So it was a really tough morning to pluck a profit out there. WeWorks, cheap stock, like really cheap, too cheap. So I'll pass on that. So far, we got nothing here. Nothing really appealing to me from the top of the gainers list. Hey, I got to go through it with the SPY at the low right now. I'm not really expecting to find too much here, especially, I just mentioned from before, we didn't really have a whole lot. This LC trade, that's like the first thing here so far that looks decent. So, it's at the highs. It's at 7. Looks like a big volume level right around 695 or so. Hey, I guess I'm going to add this to our watch list so far to begin, but I'll be honest with you. Certainly hoping for it to make a nice pop-up higher. Trust the trend at least, but, I'll see if it really gets going. HUIA from the morning session popped up a little bit, but that one died off kind of quickly too. Market dropping off, so UVXY perhaps moving up pretty nicely here at SOXS. This is a semiconductor tech chip ETF. So, NVIDIA down, filled the gap off earnings, basically. AMD got smashed today. So all these trades will kind of cover in our class at 3:05 Eastern later on this afternoon, as I've been saying. So, going back to SOXS on the gainer side here, if the markets keep breaking lower, it wouldn't be a bad idea to follow this on the way up, right? So look at this. Look at UVXY. This is way choppier. I just feel like that other one, the SOXS, just moving a little bit better here at this time of the day. So I'll add that. I'll pass on this. Foot Locker actually had a pretty surprising run from the morning session here. That's where at first, hey, if it takes you off guard, I wasn't really expecting Foot Locker to continue so strong when the markets were dropping. Typically, when a stock was coming off bad news anyway, it's going to be actually one of the stocks to lose traction a lot faster. So actually held pretty nicely up until that famed reversal time, 10:15, 10:30, actually a little bit after, but failed to break. And then here we are now. So honestly, this as a side list stock wouldn't be a bad one to like just keep on the back burner. Maybe as a short. Oh, SQQQ. I forgot about this. So, UVXY, the Chip Bear ETF, SOX. And then this one here, SQQQ, same deal, just another one. We're not going to really like add all of these ETFs now at this point, just the one. All right, so I think that's just about it. No surprise, we're already below 5%, really kind of desperate there at that point. So let's hop over to the loser side. Took a small loss on BETR. It was like one of the smaller losses on the day. It was -2, so really minimal damage here, but it was already after like a few losses already, and it was just like, come on, not even this could make a pop. So this thing was down so much from the pre-market, and after the market opened up, it got clobbered again. We were saying maybe at $1 it could make a move or so, right? So we were hoping for it to make a move from there. Initially, it ended up kind of like bottoming out, and then broke lower later on, right? From there, I guess it tried to go back up, made that bounce from 80 cents up to like $1.30, $1.40. And now at this point, for a stock that's not only down so much, but trading probably like 100 times more volume than what it normally does on a day-to-day, I'm going to pass on this trade. I'd say, yeah, maybe keep it on your side list for tomorrow. And if it doesn't move tomorrow, then scrap it. But pass on this. Got another one down big. What happened here? RETO. I didn't even notice this one from earlier. I think got clobbered going into the late morning from 7 all the way down to obviously now to buck. This one has a little bit more potential for that dead cat bounce right now, heading into the afternoon time frame. It's not like this like got clobbered from early in the pre-market. So, granted, it's still trading a ton of volume compared to its average, but I sniff a better opportunity on this one compared to that last one, BETR. This one's still down 85%. So, no guarantee it's going to make like that 30, 50 cent breakout pop that you want, but definitely good enough for right now. We'll keep it on our main list. AMC is just going to keep dropping, I think, over time here. So I would be really careful about holding on to that. I know it dropped off already. You'd figure like, oh, it's off a reverse split. It's probably going to go up a little bit. Well, it should have already. So for it to, be down 27% instantaneously off of that, yeah, it's bad news. All right. So with that, what else we got here? Woof. This thing's actually right off the low of the day, really liquid, which I normally like, but is it really going to break below 5, that 138,000 share order on the bid? And if it does, how much lower is it going to keep dropping? So, you know what? I'll put it on our list for right now. It's tradable, makes the cut here for the meantime. And it's more of like a level 1 or 2 trade. So don't expect a lot, but just follow that 5 level, maybe 514 as a lower high coming up. Opera, not much happening there, really. Trading actually very little volume. Pass on that one. AI trade down big. This one was a nice pop from yesterday, I think it was. Like, nice little move. Mara, here we go. So, long term, I'm positioning for a nice swing trade on Mara. Even from last week, as Fausto was out, I was saying that, it is at a big level now at this point. It's in this like range of an area between like 1040-ish, 1073. And for separate reasons, a lot of these prices are incredibly strong historically speaking. So I'd love to see it hold here. And I started to position myself a little bit for a long-term, trade on the option side. But I do think there's a great chance, though, that it is going to break lower before the real run-up actually happens. So if you're looking long-term and you don't care about, like being down a little bit initially, then this is one to begin to think about here, because over time, if you're bullish on crypto, if you're bullish on the market perhaps as well, it's just a matter of time, you'd imagine. Mara dropped off already so much just from when we were first plotting it out, from like $15, $14 we were talking about it. So initially it was like right around 1050-ish, 1040, and here we are. Well, if it keeps breaking lower, I think that there's a good chance to see like 980-ish to 10, and then we'll kind of go from there. So that's just something to kind of watch out for as a swing trade over time. And then, yeah, I mean, for right now, as a trade going into the close today, I just think it's kind of more exhausted now at this point. If Bitcoin really drops, then I'd say you put it on your side list, or come back to it at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But FULC, not much happening there. APLD, same deal. IONQ. That that might just be about it here, folks. If there's anything else looking good in the chat board, just let me know. Up, down, left, right, more than 5%. Just let me know here. Obviously, probably more on the way down, something just like near the lows, at the lows as a short. Take a look at the SPY right now. So obviously steady as she goes on the way down. I know Affirm has earnings tomorrow, so might be more hesitation on them. Who knows? Not really doing a whole lot just over the last like 30, 45 minutes. So got them on my side list for tomorrow to wrap up. Path, another side list stock just to keep a small eye on. I've seen here and there, and down 3+%. It's dropping a little bit, but just not a great need to add like too much else unless if it's looking really strong. Brush trying to make a tiny bounce, but I guess you could have said that much earlier in the day, all throughout the day, and well, look what happened. Just continued to break lower. So yeah, I think at this point this trade's dead. Roberto saying SPR nice short. Got it off 20 or like just right around like 2010-ish, so far you're looking really good. If you're already in the trade, rooting you on, it is down 14+%. So perhaps there could be more room on the way down, maybe, right? If you see lower highs, drop off more. Yeah, I mean, hey, not a bad setup, Roberto. Normally though, right? This is where I'm just going to say normally, I'd really want to keep to a stock that is at the low of the day right now or near the lows. This has got a ways to go to get there. And the volume's a little thin too. Just be a little careful. So it's, tradable, but not going to make our main list. But if you're already in and, got in off that like 2010-ish little chart level there, you're looking pretty nice. I always say, just any member here joining us, any students, like Fausto and I, we like to, build up a list, not make it too big. Some days we gotta stretch it out, but normally, unless if it's like at the highs, at the lows at this time, we're not going to be as inclined to put it on the main list, even if it's tradable. So, again, there's like a litany of different trades that have good spread, good volume, like obviously Intel coming back to like the chip stocks. Well, this isn't down over 5%, but mind you, like this is right at the lows. And in the case of it dropping with NVIDIA or the AMD again, actually, hell, AMD is at the lows. It's down over 7+%, right? A little more expensive, but you could buy puts on this specifically. And then otherwise, yeah, I'm going to add AMD and I'll slip Intel on there just because those are, more near the lows. This down big. This got smushed earlier today. Gee, I was not expecting to see as big of a. It's like I'm down on the day, but honestly, thank God I didn't jump into this thing because I was initially really confident of a bounce at some point on NVIDIA, which leads to a bounce on AMD. Well, as soon as the market opened up, as fast as NVIDIA broke down, like freaking 20 points within the first two candles, it's like, all right, well, we're going to wait a little bit. Wait a little bit here. And it just kept dropping, and you knew that. All right, well, unless it reverses at 10:30-ish or so, it's just not really worth it. So we had class at 10:30, finished up. It was already at a 102 at that point. So yeah, this got obliterated today. It's at the lows. So AMD, Intel, I'm sure you could add a Micron on there too, but it's a little more expensive and not as weak, not as strong on the way down. So all right. So, hey, I think that's just going to wrap it up here for me here. There's nothing else that I see that looks great. Oh, actually, pardon me. Just went too fast. There is one that actually stands out right now. I don't know what the chart looks like. It actually really sticks out on Benzinga Pro. Yeah, what the hell happened here? Hawaiian Electrics once again with another big drop. So, we were talking about it. Hawaiian Electrics ended up, the catastrophe in Maui just led to a big drop from last week. And it just reminds us of PG&E, California Electric Company. We were saying that all from last week, right? Rewind the tape, go back to last week on our YouTube channel in the morning meetings. Hey, it took a while for that company to make a squeeze up over time, which led us to say, well, back last week that, yeah, there's going to be more room on the way down here. So I don't know whatever news came out just now, but it doesn't surprise me that this just plunged. It's not down like 5+%, but it just popped up on my Benzinga radar. I don't mind specifically adding this here too at this point. Let's just check the news out on this trade here. Yeah, you got some stuff coming in here. So just right now, breaking news right now, actually at 2:45, 41 seconds. The Hawaii Power Utility, believed to have started the deadly Lahaina fire, removed damaged power poles and other equipment from key fire scene, potentially affecting evidence that is a part of the official investigation into how the blaze ignited. So that's not even to like even find this remotely funny, but it's just like, wow, they're really messing up here. This company's really messing up bad and led to a big drop. They're tampering with evidence right now in an official investigation. So big drop, and perhaps there's a lot more where that came from. So yeah, not a bad one to put on our watch list here. So, folks, we're going to wrap up. I look forward to seeing all of us in class, or most of us at that. If you're not joining me, best of luck trading going into the market close. But hey, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, the works. I always like to post my email here at the end of these streams. That is incorrectly spelled on the YouTube live chat right there. I'm going to post it here in just a second. There we go. Josh at c2trading.com. Listen, any questions, trades, or comments, anything that you wanted to go over with us on the side before joining us inside our live trading room, feel free to talk to me on the side. Just shoot me over a quick email. Otherwise, though, just join us inside our live trading room. Scan the QR code coming up. Actually, do the one on the top left right there. You can actually get access to Fausto's Trade Talk live workshop that he did actually earlier today at NASDAQ headquarters with Jill Malandrino. For all of our students here inside our live trading room, we'll get the link for that posted just momentarily there. And then otherwise, there's your link for the trading room. Scan the QR code now on the top left on our stream. Get you access to a week-long trial inside our live trading room and follow up on this Hawaiian Electrics here short. I mean, this might get halted on the way down soon enough here off that news report that just came out. You never know what we're going to catch you in these afternoon meetings, folks. So, hey, if you're not joining me in class, best of luck trading, and we'll catch up with you heading into tomorrow. Take care.